Okay, what we're going to be doing in this particular tutorial is seeing how we will add error bars to a graph in Excel. And the problem that we're using, the data we're using, is from a problem that was on an actual AP test that involved an experiment on whether bees could remember where their flowers were, whether they were given no drugs or whether they were drugged up on caffeine. And so we'll be able to look at that. What was measured was the probability that they would revisit a nectar source in other words, a flower, as an indication of their memory. So we're going to go ahead and we've got our data here, and then we've got the standard errors of the means for each of the data series, the 2 times that the memory was tested at. And so the first thing we need to do is graph the data, but notice that we're only going to graph our actual means, not the standard error of the means. They will be added to the bars for the mean. So we're going to go ahead and highlight the data plus the labels, and then we come up here to insert, come over to the charts. This would just be a bar chart. We've got 2 categories of time, 10 minutes and 24 hours, and so we're going to do a standard bar. There we go. The chart title, we would just need this. We will copy that, Control C, paste that over here, Control V. There we go. We should have a y-axis title. We can add our x-axis is actually labeled all right. This is what we need, so we don't really need an x-axis title. Our y-axis title, we can add that here by hitting the plus to get the chart elements. And then to just do the primary vertical, we click on that. Again, we're doing the memory, and that's how we're measuring the memory in the parentheses. So we need both of those. So copy, and then let's delete that. Hit paste. That's a little scrunch. Let's move that from the axis. There we go. We're pretty ready to enter the error bars now, to add the error bars. So we're going to do that. We got different. Notice that the errors, the standard errors, the mean for the 10 minutes and the 24 hours are different from each other. So we will have to actually add them to each series, each time, separate from each other, one at a time. Let's start with the 10 minutes, the blue. And notice that when I just clicked on it, both are highlighted. So we can add the error bars to both of these at the same time. So again, we're going to be inserting a chart element. We could hit the plus. Remember, alternatively, we could come up here to Chart Tools, hit Design, and we will see the Add Chart Elements. It's over here. In this case, we got error bars. Now, we aren't going to want to use one of these stock error bars. We're going to want to do customizing of our error bars. So we're going to click More Error Bar Options. That should bring up the error bar menu. There it is. And we are where we want to be. Here is our custom. So we're going to hit custom, and we'll need to specify the value, which we've already typed. And so notice we're going to want to go plus or minus, and so we're going to want to enter the positive and the negative. We're going to enter the same data for each of them. So to enter the positive, I'm just going to highlight the range, and by putting in both values, it will actually go to both of the 10 and the 24-hour respectively that it should. So here we go. We need to add the negatives. It's the same thing. And okay. And there they are. Those are actually quite correct. And then we go to the caffeine treatment. And we're going to do the same thing. Add the error bars. That is changed. We're going to do custom, specify value. We got the positive right here. And then the negative, same set of data. Hit OK. And we are done. And so our graph is set up. We can analyze our error bars. We can see that after 10 minutes, there were no significant difference between the control and the caffeine treatment. So after 10 minutes, the caffeine did not have a significant effect yet. It might be beginning to have an effect. We can see the actual means the caffeine was increasing their average probability of revisiting. But after 24 hours, we do have a significant impact. So the caffeine was actually helping their memory according to this data. So there you go. If you have any questions, let me know.